is day one of a new 30-day video challenge that I am inviting myself on to be able to contribute to you guys. And I want to dive into starting new things, questions you can ask yourself today. The purpose of this 30-day video challenge is to give myself a reason to show up for the next 30 days. And I'm doing it hand in hand with the ladies that are choosing my 30-day emerging coach setup. And I thought I would take this chance to say hi. It's been a while. And also to really start to address the bigger conversation of when you of that moment in your life when you are knowing that you need to do something new, knowing that you need to start somewhere with that new thing, knowing that it's time for that new thing, but really having no true sense of an exact starting point for that new thing. What can you be with you and with that? A lot of you guys know that I have been pivoting, is how I've talked about it. And I haven't talked a lot about it unless you're on my email list, but there's been some. And yesterday, and it's been a little weird for me because I've been calling it pivoting. I've been calling it, I've been aware of some big changes. I've been playing with letting go of big things, you know. But none of that completely was the thing. And yesterday, do you guys ever have these days or these angsty moments where you're just like, everything's just itchy, right? You're just like you're itchy inside, like you could crawl out of your skin, but not because you're just itchy. Like yesterday I had one of those days, and every time I get into that energy or there's something, I'm itchy, there's something I'm aware of, and there's a someone in me that's reaching for the thing that I don't know how to find. And yesterday, in one of my itchy days, I reached into Kindle and Audible, and I found a book that is titled 10x is better than 2x. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have read this book. Dan Sheridan and the other guy that I can't remember his name from Strategic Coach. And it was just the title that pulled me. So I started listening to this book, and he started putting into words the thing that has been going on for me, which is less of a pivot and more of a 10xing process. Now, whether you're in the middle of a pivot and a transition, or you're in the middle of up-leveling in a way that you never have before, it's disruptive. Okay? It's disruptive. It disrupts how you were creating before. It disrupts your patterns. It disrupts what you feel inspired to do and what you don't feel inspired to do. It's disruptive. And there seems to be in that process the need to kind of put a fine point on it. Like, what the heck is going on? What am I aware of? Where am I going? What am I quitting? What am I starting? What am I stopping? It's like, it's really disruptive. But when I read this book yesterday, 10x is easier than 2x, I got an even finer point on why it's so disruptive. And that is that to go where you've never gone before, to do new things, to go where you've never gone before, to have growth that you've never had before, you literally have to shed whatever it was that you created so far. And I don't mean like literally, except maybe, but you literally can't get to where you're going by doing what you did before. You have to do new stuff. You have to look from a different point of view. You have to allow that different point of view to transform your thinking and transform your choices. Like, it is really disruptive, actually, not theoretically. So it's tempting in the middle of a process like that to kind of want to sit sit back in the corner of your own room and like not touch anything. That's how I felt kind of like the last, I don't even know, month or two, where I'm like, don't touch anything. I don't know what anything is yet. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't even know exactly what's changing. I just know I have a bigger ask than I've ever had before. I have a bigger demand than I've ever had before, and it's rending the seams of my entire world, and I'm freaking out, but not really. And I'm like, just everybody sit on your hands. But the reason I called this video Starting New Things, question you can ask yourself, is because in the middle of all that, there's still stuff to be created. And I created this 30-day emerging coach setup. You get yourself set up as a coach in 30 days. I created this because, I was chatting with some people in the search for my new direction forward, or for what I was going to choose, or what I was going to specialize in, or what, the search. You're like, what is this? What do I do with it? I got to having some great conversations with some great folks that have been trusting enough of me and my energy and my insight to pay me stuff in the past. And so, one of them was like, I just wish somebody would give me a checklist for, doing this thing. And I was like, I can do that. And out of that came this program. So we started today, and all of us are doing a 30-day video challenge. And I was like, I'm going to do this too, because creating this program was me going, I have no idea who I am. I don't even know exactly where I'm going. I don't have much clarity except this piece and that piece, which, okay, fine. But I am committed to my life working, and I'm committed to creating stuff in the world. And so without knowing all the facts and the information, I'm just going to create this thing next. And I want to share that with you, because raise your hand if you're waiting to know stuff before you move into stuff. Are you waiting to have the answers? Are you waiting for anything to move into what you really, really like to be doing, or for what you'd like to do next? The only way to get more information in an expanded or new or whatever direction is to start choosing things, because the choices give you the information that you can use to choose the next things. And in this book, 10x is easier than 2x, Dan really emphasizes that when you're doing 2x, which is basically like when you're just trying to have more of what you've already had, you have to spend more effort and do more work, and it's not very sustainable, because you're just trying to like double your efforts. But when you're going 10x, when you start looking at things like, if I were going to 10x this thing, and he acknowledged that a lot of entrepreneurs are like flipping around this 10x thing like it's candy right now. But he's like, but in reality, if you're looking at like, what does it take for my life to be dramatically different? For the business to be dramatically different. He's like, you have to break the frame of what you've created so far and allow it to fall away, and start exploring what this could be that's different. Can you function in the same way in your business and in your life if you're going to 10x it? Can you do the same things in your personal life if you're going to 10x? And so he takes you through a process. It's a really great book for those of you guys that want to read it. And one of the first things is going back and looking at your past. And anyway, it's a great thing. But my point is that whatever it is that's transforming your world right now, whatever it is you chose, whatever it is you're asking for that's transforming your world right now, you can't wait till it's over to move, because you are one with the tumult. You are the forming and storming thing. You are the center of the storm and the edges. And so there is no waiting until the storm is over to create. You just get on to the next, what you're creating next. And you let the information be there. You let the things not work. You let the things that do work. You get the information from what it is that you choose, and you form your way forward. So questions you can ask yourself. If I weren't going to wait on anything. What could I choose next to get some new information? And I would say, like, look at yourself like an inventor, right? There's and I think there's a lot more to say about this over the next 30 days. I can get into this more. But look at yourself as an inventor. We're inventing our what's next. So where can I start with this? I'm inventing what this business is going to look like next. So what's my very next step? I'm inventing I'm learning again what I'm capable of. So what's next? So I'm going to sign off for today on that. I don't want to, these can be so long. I'll keep these around 10 minutes, but I'd invite you to ask yourself these questions. If they bring up more questions and you'd like to ask me more things, please write stuff in the comments. And what I'm going to do is commit to showing up here every single day for the next 30 days while we all go through this coach setup process to share with you what I'm getting out of the process. Because I created the process, but as the creator of things, you yourself are transformed by the things you create. So I'm going to share with you also how this process is transforming me. And what I'd encourage you to do is look at what process can you take yourself on that would transform you in the process. Is it something that you can create to invite other people to? Is it something that you can just do for yourself? Do you want to invite yourself on your own 30-day video challenge? Do you want to, get involved in hours? What is the process you can invite yourself on that would give you more information in your adventure of constant transformation about what's next, about what you'd like to create, about what you are aware of, about the world you want to see? It's very broad. And tag me. I want to know about it. I'll see you guys here tomorrow.